Hey gang, alright, so demo's out for Zero. It's been out for a little bit. Like a few weeks at this point. No, like a week. Less than a week, who knows? Time is fake. So it's been out. We've got some interesting info that's also been revealed as well. I know I've missed some stuff. I know there was like a Tokyo Game Show announcement that I said I was gonna do, but then I got caught up with literally everything else in my life. So I've been slacking a little bit, and I apologize. But today, I'm going to try to basically get as much information that we know about Octopath Zero into one condensed video. This is not going to be condensed if you know anything about me. Look at the time. Don't. Let it be a mystery. Just leave the video in full screen. Don't look at anything. Or even in a different tab, different monitor, whatever. Who knows? Will this video end? I don't know. You don't know either. Alright? That's only fair. So, the demo's out. I played the demo. I've gotten a lot of info from the demo. This is not... Okay, to set expectations, this is not going to be a, this is the best thing in the game! We found this in the demo, it was so strong! Right? Because, like, it's not one of those videos, okay? Because, I'm going to be so serious. This game is long as hell. There's nothing in the demo that's going to be relevant. All that, it does not matter. There's maybe a couple things that I want to talk about. And that's just because I think, like, people might get, like, FOMO stuff about it. And I want to, like... you know, rest people assured that, like, they don't matter. But yeah, no, like Octopath 2 demo came out, and a lot of people were trying to, like, break the game in the demo. They found a way to bypass the time limit by, like, staying in a cavern the whole time. And they just grinded up and they said, oh my god, the Light Revenant is, like, the strongest thing in the game, or whatever. Little do they know that as soon as the game released, none of the things that they did mattered, right? So, like, we're not doing that here. What I'm giving is, like, just general, how does the game work? How do certain mechanics work? That is what I'm trying to, that's what I was looking for in the demo. That's what I feel like I found, and at least a couple things that we can use to determine, like, you know, how the whole game is going to realistically play on, what sort of things that we can expect in terms of, like, resources that we need to, like, care about, like, you know, JP, skills, all this stuff, because it's a new skill system, right? We have skill mastery and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself, though. So, for those that are new, welcome. This is Octopath Traveler 0. Actually, let's just load up the demo right now. Okay. So I have my basically full, complete, demo save file here, and, I'm going to go over all of the things that I want to talk about. So first, story, right? Okay, so what does the story look like in this game? So, first of all, we have the expected COTC section of the story. We have Master of Power, Wealth, and Fame. They're there. Everything is basically the same, but now they can be in English. So, actually that's not true, but I'll get to that when I get to that. So, we know that the story for Octopath Zero is going to essentially be, the whole Orsteron storyline for Champions of the Continent, right? It's essentially, like, Octopath Zero is a retelling. I'm not going to call it a remaster, and I don't think anyone should be calling it a remaster or a remake. It's not a remaster or a remake of Octopath COTC. They are two different things. They do two different things. One is a gacha game, the other is a full-fledged console game, right? So, Champions of the Continent is a, it has the Orsteron storyline, right? Like, that is consistent between the two. Octopath Zero has COTC's Orsteron storyline in the game as the main game. It's called the Revenge storyline because you are seeking revenge on the people that fucked up your town. Which I think is a good thing. I don't want to give too many of, like, my thoughts interspersed because, like, I'm trying to, like, just be informative, but I think it's important to note the difference here is that in COTC, the main character, the ring bearer chosen, is, like, this random person that just awoke in a snowfield one day and decided, you know what, I'm gonna go kill Herminia, Titus, and August. I decided I want them dead. You know, like, for no reason whatsoever. So having this, basically your character has a reason to be caring about the masters here, you know, like August, Herminia, and Titus. There's a reason to care about them from the get-go. So that makes, you know, the intro of the story a little bit less rough, in my opinion. But what it also has is a restoration storyline. So it's a storyline centered around Wishvale, as opposed to centered around the main COTC storyline. So Wishvale, as is the town, is your character's town that you're trying to build. Zero's town. Zero, also known as the protagonist, also known as whatever, you know, it is you call them. I'm not the boss of you. So, so basically we don't know much about the Wishvale storyline. We know basically everything about the Revenge storyline, because if what we've been told is that it is literally the Orsteron storyline from COTC. It's the whole thing. We know that's the whole thing because of what the producer has told us. Like, just straight up. Right? They said it's about 100 hours of content, the whole storyline. The whole story for the game. So, Orsteron storyline, Revenge storyline, plus Restoration, Wishvale storyline. The whole thing is about 100 hours. And what we see from the demo is that the COTC storyline is like at least the first chapters of Power, Wealth, and Fame. They are the same. Don't mind that I haven't done Fame yet because I don't care. So, there is one difference, right? Besides the fact that the characters speak in English now, or they can at least. In the chapters, you get a helpful NPC as that was prevalent in the story, right? So, like in Master of Elf, you have Bargello helping you out in the boss fight. In Power, it's Velnort helping you out in the boss fight, which makes sense because they were just like, hey, help us, like, kill this person. And then they help you out. Okay, so what does the Wishvale storyline entail, right? Because we know what the other stuff entails. What does the Wishvale storyline entail? Wishvale storyline entails, it's building up Wishvale, but it also contains certain characters within it. Okay. So what do I mean by that? So basically, you have a party, right? This is a big party, and I don't even have a full 8 characters yet, because these are all the characters you can get in the demo. You can recruit 6 of them, and then you have 0. So, of these 8 characters, Stia and Fen are tied to the Wishvale story. I mean, Stia's not really tied to the Wishvale storyline. She's tied to the prologue. Once you do the prologue, and then you go back to Wishvale, then you find her. And you need to do that before you can do anything. So, yeah. She's just sort of, like, attached to the game. Fen, on the other hand, is attached to Wishvale Chapter 1. So once you complete Chapter 1, you will get Fen. He will be a recruitable party member. And he will also, work at the nearest tavern. So he will work here for doing stuff. You can't see it anymore because he wants me to really do Chapter 2. But you can't do that. So, so basically each chapter seems to be adding like a new, essentially, like, town, tool, I suppose. Like, this one is the tavern. I can tell that Chapter 2 is the young boy Basil. Basil was the name of a child that was working on the farms over here during the prologue. So I can imagine that Chapter 2 is going to be focused on working on the fields. Sorry, my throat is annoying. But yeah. So, that's basically what we know about the story. Oh, sorry, there's other stuff as well. So, side characters. Everyone else you can get in the demo. Where did these come from? So, each character that you can recruit in just the overworld, right? At least these characters that we found have been in the town. So Theatropolis, Emberglow, and Valor. They've each had their own quest that you can basically, if you find an orange mark on the minimap, sort of like, one of those quest markers in the original games, in the first 2 games, these characters will have that next to them. Sometimes, because you have to like explore and like, oh, you can also view the map. There's like a real mini map now, rather than just being a vague black circle with like, you know, markers with what the buildings are and whatnot. You get an actual like mini map, so you can go to like Valor here, and we can see what Valor actually looks like. You can't move while this is open, which is kind of annoying, but it's fine. But yeah, so you'd be able to like go in here, and if there was a character with a quest, you'd be able to see it on the map with a little orange mark. So that's what those characters are. They are around the town. So to give a little bit of specific things, Viator and Kelsis are in Valor. Viator has a quest based on a thing. Wait, actually, I believe the guy's still here. Yeah, it's this guy right here. Oh, don't, no. Okay, so this guy talks about a song, and Vader's like, wow, that's a really interesting song. And then, like, if you have a key, he'll be like, oh my god, you also have a key. We must be meant to be. Let me in your party, please. So, and then he'll join you. Kelsis is in the other tavern. He is essentially a bodyguard, and you go, wow, you're really good, can I hire you? And he goes, sure, buddy, I'll do it for free, because you don't pay him money. That's, yeah. Alexia, if you can believe, the scholar, is from Theatropolis. She's in the library. You go find her, you talk to her, you grab her book, and she goes, hey, you must really like that book. You wanna show me to some ruins? And then Macy is in Emberglow. She was trying to help a sick kid, and you have to go buy like a medicine for her and then bring it back to her. And she goes, wow, you're really helpful. I want to help people. Let me join you. And then you go, okay. And those are all the characters you can recruit in the demo. So, elephant in the room. Maybe not so elephant if you haven't played the demo yet. Viator requires a key to seduce him, to bring him to your party, right? So, he doesn't show up here. Oh, does it show up here, maybe? Yeah. So, these are the crested keys, right? So, you have to have one of these keys to get Vader on your team. You can choose, when you create your character, actually, you know what, we'll just fucking do it. Here, let's just do this right now. When you create your character, you have a lot of choices. Like, a lot of choices. One of them is items that you would like to start with. Here, well, I'm just gonna skip through this. Never mind, they hate me. I'm holding Q, dog. Oh, this sucks. Well, you can become anyone and go anywhere, guys, but also, you can't skip the cutscenes. You can mash, though. You can select your appearance. If I just wanted to go, like, default. Here, okay, so we'll talk about the character creation stuff now. So, you get to choose a learned skill. The importance on learned skills, fuck, okay. I guess I ordered this incorrectly. But, these are active skills that your character, Zero, your protagonist, can learn, but also anyone else in your party can equip to learn. We talked about skill mastery briefly, but we haven't really seen how it works. Essentially, they are equipment. They're equipment for your skill slots. So this one is Twin Shot Mastery, allows you to deal 2 damage to a foe 2 times. You hit a foe twice, and you use you select whatever weapon you want for it. So this can go on any character and use anything. Recovery skill, healing, yeah. So healing prayer. You get HP recovery, so you get regen, and you grant extra. You restore SP to a character. So this can go on anyone. And same thing with Weakened Foundation, right? So it's a debuff for physical attack and physical defense. So these, you can choose them like they are. They're not just for you. They are for everyone else in your party. And I'll show that in a bit. So we'll go with Twin Shot Mastery. Favorite dish? I don't know what's going on with this. I'm gonna be so serious. So we go with this. We didn't name it. Unfortunately, there is a what's it called? Sorry, there is like a profanity filter, right? You can't say whatever you might want. Fortunately for us though, it's not very good. So the next thing is the belonging. So this is what I actually want to talk about. So you get 3 choices out of these 8 items, and you have to decide which one you want to bring. And like this is where I can see a lot of people going like, oh my god, which one is important? This all seems so like I have to choose what this is now, and like, am I gonna get any of them later? So you see, we have a crested key, a key with engraved for the crest of a dagger. We had that before. This is available in the world. You can just pick this up. This is what you need to recruit Viator, but you can just also find it. You don't find the crested key if you choose it in your belongings, right? So like, essentially, it makes getting Viator earlier easier if you choose crested key. There's the 3 stat stick accessories, there's the 3 stat stick accessories. There's the defense one, physical attack, and elemental attack. Because these are actually percentage buffs on accessory slots, I think these are like really, really good, especially like the offensive ones, because like 10% extra attack stat is really nice, in my opinion. I think it would be really good, especially like because I say this, right? We don't know if these kinds of accessories are going to be available right outside of the chapter ones, right? Like right in the areas that we can't go in the demo. There could be loads of them in all the towns, right? In all the like the next tier of towns. So I don't want to say like you should choose the stat stick accessories. What I will say, the crested key is available in the game even if you don't choose it for your belongings. The letter fragment. There is also another fragment that is available in the demo currently, but unlike the crested key, it shows up if you choose the letter fragment. It's also a fragment of a letter, right? So the idea maybe is that we need multiple fragments to do it. We don't know, right? Because this isn't in the demo yet. It's not in the demo yet. But given the fact that even if you don't pick the crested key, you can still, like, it's not like you've lost out on Viator. I don't think any of these key items are progress locking. Like, it's not like, oh, if you don't choose the letter fragment, you won't be able to pick up a certain character. That being said, I would be picking up the letter fragment because I don't know, maybe they will. And if like they lock behind the secret Isla recruit, behind having chosen the letter fragment at the beginning, I want to get that shit. So I will be doing it. I'll probably make like a more in-depth video when the full game comes out, because like I think stuff like this needs to be like documented and be online. But we'll see. I said I was going to do anything about Octopath 2 and see what that meant. So the other thing is you get this weird dish. It's cool, but defensive buffs. Who needs that? I could talk about food and like the food buffs as well after this section. There's a nourishing nut. And then there's mushroom bed. So this is also an item that is available in the game, in the demo right now, even if you don't choose it as your belonging. So it seems like it's just like a jump start to maybe your food system, which we don't even get in the demo. You get that, I think, probably chapter 2, because Basil was the kid that was working the farms before in the prologue, right? So if you had to see like what are the 3 best belongings to use, I would say it doesn't matter. But also, I would say that the crested key is probably not very useful. I would say that the defensive, that the Ratatouille and the Sacred Flame Charm are also probably not very helpful. Ember Shroom Bed. Probably also not very helpful because you can get it early in the game. Nourishing Nut. I'm going to be so serious. There's no way this matters that much. It's one nut you can use on one character. They are simply too precious for you to eat. I'll see about that. So, now you may think that leads these three, and you would be right. That's what I'm going to be using in my full playthrough. I think I'm going to be using these, because who knows what the letter fragment might give. The letter fragment might be totally irrelevant. We'll have to see. If the letter fragment is irrelevant, I would say you probably want... I think these two are just the best items, if I'm being so serious. Either Nourishing Nut or Ember Shroom Bed. If the Ember Shrooms end up being very good and having like an early source of them can really jumpstart a playthrough, this might be really banging, you know? But I think for the most part, like, here's the thing, right? So the reason why I'm hesitant about these accessories, these offensive accessories, is because they give a percentage bonus, which means they are stronger the higher your base stats are, aka the higher level you are, aka the later in the game you are. These belongings are only bonuses that you get at the start. Yes, you continue them for the rest of your playthrough, but we don't, like, the longer your playthrough goes on, the more likely it is that you just, like, find this shit naturally, right? So, the less valuable it becomes. A valuable belonging is one that, like, is either helps impact your early game to make it easier, which, I mean, like, it's Octopath, right? I mean, it's not going to be that hard. Or is something that you just don't get anywhere else, and you have to keep it for the rest of the game. So that's why I think, like, the letter fragment, if it is like something that's like a special thing, like you only get like a special note if you get like the one from the belongings. That's why I have my eye on it. God, I told myself like I wasn't gonna do this, and now here I am yapping about the belongings. It's not a big deal. Choose whatever you think feels right. I don't know, man, or wait like a week after the game comes out for like a bunch of clickbaity YouTubers to tell you, these are the best belongings in Octopath 0 or whatever. I'm gonna go with this. Enter your name. That's it. So that's like the character creation. I didn't go over any of the physical creation, like the physical characteristics and stuff like that. Because, I don't know, everyone can figure that out. So, yeah. What do I want to do? Oh, I'm gonna just, like, not do this. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is the learned skill system. So that's, like, okay, that's the main, that's, like, the big thing. So let's, like, wait, sorry. We showed the belongings. Yes, okay, the belongings due to some of the things, at least, yeah, the crested key is for unlocking Theater without having to go to a nearby dungeon and picking up, the key yourself. The fragment, we don't know yet. The letter fragment, we don't know yet. The mushroom bed, pretty sure I have one of those. Yeah, Ember Shroom Bed, is just something that you get for cooking, for farming, and yeah, the stat accessories are pretty. Oh yeah, the stat accessories are the most baseline. Like, these are probably going to be useful options because they just give you extra stuff. Everything else is kind of up in the air. So, let's yap about skill mastery. So, every character has this equip skills menu. Let's show Fen, okay? So, they have 3 battle skills and 2 support skills. So these are passives, these are active skills. You unlock more slots by spending JP, right? And what it does is it requires the same amount of JP regardless of what you unlock. So it's just like, okay, there's 4 unlocks regardless of what order you go in, and they all cost like the same amount of JP. So the first is 200, the second is 500, as you can see with Kelsos. The third, I'm going to assume, is 1,000 because your protagonist, Zero, starts off with 2 unlocked already, which is nice because it makes them a little bit easier to use. So I'm going to assume that they follow the same pattern as Zero does, and Zero starts off with a 1,000 JP requirement to get one of the next 2 locked slots, and I'm going to assume that the other characters will go to 1,000 afterwards as well. I can turn this back on. Yeah, okay, so I guess let's talk about mastery skills first. So you have active and passive skills. These are like items. They are equipment. You can grab them. You can gain them from NPCs, from chests, from anything, right? You might be able to buy them at shops. Who knows? But as they are equipped on one character, you cannot equip them on another. Right? I can equip from Zero my vacuum slice mastery, and I lose it on Zero. You might notice that someone like Fen doesn't have the vacuum slice mastery. That's because vacuum slice is a sword skill. Fen is a hunter. Fen cannot learn sword skills. Quick side thing. There is no sub-jobs. There are no sub-jobs in Octopath Zero. Every character has a main job. Zero, the protagonist, can change their main job. But they do not have a sub-job. They are just simply one job. Every other character has their main job, and that's it. They have 2 weapons, and that's it. They don't get anything else. Every job has 2 weapons, by the way. So like Apothecary gets book, gets tome. Scholar gets tome. Stia is an architect. Architects get daggers and axes, which is pretty neat. We can actually see that in the jobs as well. So Apothecary gets tome, Cleric gets fan, Scholar gets book, Dancer gets fan. Everything that everyone expected, right? So mastery skills, right? So also the other thing, right? So Fen can use this skill called Helm Cleaver. Where is it on Zero? It's a sword skill. They're a warrior, right? Zero has Helm Cleaver. Helm Cleaver is a warrior skill, right? So this is something that I think might take a little bit of getting used to, because in the main series Octopath games, every class had their own unique skills. There were no overlaps whatsoever. But in this game, there's actually a decent amount of overlap, right? So for one, Helm Cleaver is a warrior skill for Zero, right? I say warrior skill, that is Zero as a warrior, because Viator has different skills despite also being a warrior. Okay? Skills and passives, you can even see passives down here, right? So like elemental counter, physical attack plus 50, elemental defense plus 50, whatever the hell this is. Peak performance, by the way, they gave that to us as the first support skill, by the way, like holy shit. Yeah, different stuff, right? These are character based now, very similar to how COTC does it, where every character has their own unique list of skills and list of passives that they use. So that's something that might be a bit of a learning curve for Octopath veterans that didn't play the mobile game for whatever reason. They a lot of times will be like, oh wow, this job has a really good passive, fantastic, I can use that on other. Nope, no you can't. First of all, oh shoot, actually that's a different thing entirely. That's what I meant. But yeah, no, like Warrior has Warrior Zero will have different skills than other warriors that we have, different passives than other warriors. Also, the passives are not transferable, right? So Zero here has peak performance and physical attack. We can see an on and off switch, so we can choose to equip them or unequip them essentially. But if we change Zero to Hunter, we see that our passives are switched to the Hunter passives. extra experience, and invigorating break. And we can turn those off or on. We cannot equip the warrior passives that we have learned. We can only use them while we are a warrior. Now, is this a good thing? So it's tough. For Zero in particular, it definitely removes a bit of the like customization that you can get with a typical Octopath game. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it. It's a little rough, but I imagine the game is probably balanced around this in one way or another, right? So, like, some of these are a little silly, like, okay, well, if you want to grind for JP, Zero has to be a dancer. If you want to grind for EXP, Zero should be a hunter, because you get extra experience, right? But it can also, like, I don't know, cause some really interesting things. Like, there's a Scholar passive here. At the end of the turn, raise the equipped character's elemental attack and elemental defense for 2 turns when in the back row. That's cool. Can't do that with any other class, though. You have to be Scholar to do that. But yes. So, you can see also that when Zero switched over to Hunter, they lost the Vacuum Wave Mastery. We can go back to that. Vacuum Slice, sorry. And yeah, so, and there's passive as well, right? So here, in this save file, I chose the Weakened Foundation Mastery. I haven't found, actually, yeah, so like the Twin Shot or the Healing Prayers Mastery, like those aren't in the demo. So it is interesting. I will talk about my thoughts on the Mastery, which one to choose. Actually, right now, fuck it. So, here's the thing, right? Weakened Foundation might have value, it might not have value. The only thing is, in the demo, right now, there is no source, consistent source. And there might be some NPCs, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really check the NPCs too much, because I didn't care that much. But there is no consistent source from any of the characters of physical defense down. The reason why I think this is important is because buffs and debuffs have changed slightly. They are different now. They are more similar to how they are in Champions of the Continent. In Champions of the Continent, we know, or COTC players know, that the buffs and debuffs each have a particular percentage. For example, you know, Fior is a warrior. She has a self-buffing physical attack skill. It buffs her physical attack by 20%. This will stack with other physical attack buffs, like, say, Lynette the Dancer. Lynette the Dancer can buff the front row's physical attack by 20%. These two buffs will stack together. In COTC, the buffs cap is 30%. So the 20% from Fior's self-buff, the 20% from Lynette's front row buff will cap to 30% physical attack on Fior. In this game, it's a bit more simplified. I will go into a battle to explain what I mean. Unfortunately, in this game, they don't actually show, like, you know, the percentages on the skills, which is annoying. So, oh yeah, that's also the thing. Sorry, so in combat, you get attack, my skills, learn skills. So my skills are Macy's skills. These are all the skills that she has learned from JP. Learned skills are the mastery skills that we can equip. So lowers physical attack and element, or physical attack and physical defense on a foe for 2 turns. We're gonna use this on this Marmot. You're gonna see physical attack down and physical defense down with 1 arrow next to it. To give context, I'm going to have Fen use Stout Wall, raises on physical defense for 3 turns.
I'll stand strong, amateur.
Too bad for you. Let's go.
As you can see, it's not as obvious actually, but Fen's buff icon, the physical defense buff icon, has 2 arrows. right? This is important. Alright, so let's...
My turn.
This guy's so silly. Why is he calling like that God is watching? Bro, we know there's multiple gods in this world.
Concentrate.
We're going to have Macy use Weakened Foundation again on the same Marmot.
Succumb.
And you can see that it now has evolved to having 2 arrows down. This means that the debuff has gotten stronger. Now, in my limited testing, and by limited testing, I mean I did a little bit of testing. I can determine that the buffs and debuffs work in similar multiplier ways, right? Essentially, it's hey, a physical defense debuff just increases your physical damage dealt to this character or dealt to this enemy. Physical attack buff increases your physical damage dealt by this character. All that stuff, right? So the debuffs at 1 tier are 20%, and at 2 tiers are 40%, right? Standard stacking like that. There is no 3rd tier. Like if I tried to have Fen use that wall again, it just increases in duration.
You better pray.
Let's see. My turn. Succumb.
Amateur. It's our turn.
So,
Let's see. We're done. Good effort.
yeah. So that's that. The, yeah, so that basically, what that means to me, going forward in the full game, is that it'll be important to have multiple sources of buffs and debuffs in your team. Because that way you can stack like a debuff in one turn. In COTC it was really important because buffs and debuffs would not stack in potency on the same character, right? Like Fior couldn't use her self buff 2 times to get to 30%. If she used her self buff twice, it would stay at 20%. You would need another source of physical attack buff to get to 30%, right? So that kind of thing, it's not present in this game currently. It's possible they change it in the full game. I think it's possible. I don't know if they would do it because that sounds like real coding, and that seems like something that, like, I don't know, man. There's like a month left, right? There's less than a month left. Like, I don't think it's gonna. I can't expect any sweeping changes, any large changes to the game between the demo and the full release. At most, I can see like maybe some menu polishing or some like mechanical polishing here and there. Like in Octopath 2, you couldn't skip the cutscenes leading into the boss fights during the demo, and I remember being like, wow, this kind of sucks. It like feels really unintuitive. And then in the full game, they just patched that. They just said, okay, you can skip the cutscenes now. So that was, yeah. So like maybe stuff like that might happen. You never know, right? But yeah, so that's the debuff system that I wanted to talk about. I guess I haven't really like talked about like the actual combat for the game. But I mean, like, I don't know, you can figure it out, right? So basically, okay, so we can do what's different from COTC, right? So we can compare it to Champions of the Continent because that's the game that this is like a retelling of, like based on, essentially, right? Yes, there are 8 character battles. There are a front row and a back row, 4 pairs of 8. 4 pairs of 2 characters, right? Each. So front and back. You can switch between them at will. And each character has like their own skills.
Good luck.
Right? So, when a character is in the back row, they will restore a bit of HP and SP. I believe it should be like 10% of each.
We have to be Let's go.
I'm just gonna like
Are you ready? Holding strong.
well, like it should be like 10% of each.
It's our turn.
Oh, it's actually not. It's 20% HP. No, sorry. I looked at Kelsa's. Kelsa's has an innate HP regen. Let's look at her. Look at Stia, right? So Tia has 1256 HP, and 133 SP.
Guarding is key. Gotta be good there.
Let's see. Let's see.
And she heals 10% of both. Yes, 10% HP, 10% SP if you're in the back row at any given turn. The differences with COTC compared with Zero compared to COTC is obviously the action selection, right? So if you play Champions of the Continent, you know that every turn you select what all 4 rows will do, and then you let the turn play out. It all plays out. So this allows for certain things to happen, like certain skills will delay a character's action during the turn, they will be priority during the turn, right? That doesn't work in this main series style of combat, where you get to choose a character's action on their turn. What this does allow you to do is it allows you to react to certain things happening, allows you to react to a boss attacking, makes burst healing in one turn between enemy actions a lot more consistent to do, because you can actually like react to what the enemies are doing. You're not gonna like waste healing when they don't attack, when you can just shield shade. It also gives you the option to manipulate turn order with defense. And other moves, like for example, Theater does have Spearhead, right? Vanguard Spear gives him priority next turn. You don't get to see because it's kills the person, but that kind of stuff. Turn order. Okay, so actually, this is an important thing. This is a non-trivial fact. The turn order for that's not very helpful. But the turn order for battle is 100% consistent for turn 1. Now this is also for the demo. It's possible this does not happen in the full release. It's possible. This is like a bug, and it's patched out. But in the demo, we can tell the turn order for turn 1 is 100% consistent. You can see it's based on the speed of the characters in the front row. So right now we can see it's Kelsis, Zero, Viator, Fen, right? And then we can see in the next turn it's different, right? So we can tell that it's random. So it was Kelsis, Zero, Theater, Fen. Look at the status, right? Yeah. So Zero has a speed of 141, Theater is 130, Fen is 118, Kelsis is 156. So you see that? If you paid attention to the other battles, you'll see that it was consistent that time as well, but I'll run a few battles just to show that it's the same thing again, right? This also counts for the enemies. This is not just for the characters, but because I'm in a low-level area, all of the enemies are slower than us. I'm in level 1 area, right? What this means here, let us go to a higher-level area, so I can showcase what I mean. What this turn order means is that if you get into encounters with higher level enemies that are faster than your units, they will attack first. So you see in turn order again. You can also see that the second turn is random. It's probably random in the Octopath fashion, where speed has a very, very slight, unnoticeable impact on the character's actual turn order, and it's mostly just random.
Let's do this.
So here you can see, at least like the bats, right? The bats are faster than Fen and Viator, but slower than Zero and Kelsis. So they will go right there, right in the middle. I believe there are certain enemies here that are faster than us. Although I'm not gonna lie, I have over-leveled a little bit. Getting takes. Well, that doesn't help. Yeah, surprises and ambushes obviously don't abide by these rules. But actually, I guess there's actually a consistent enemy that is always faster than me. So I'll go and find him right now. But, yeah, on the turn 1 in particular is consistent. What this does is it causes more difficult fights to be more difficult. It makes it harder for you to sneak into high level areas and use your character's actions before the enemies can do anything. For example, here is an NPC that COTC players will probably be familiar with. It's the battle-tested Axe NPC. This guy is the Great Architect. He holds battle-tested axe. He's level 60. If we challenge him,
Prevent them from harming anyone else.
he will kick our ass.
Forgive me for failing you all. That's a shame.
So, as you saw, the guy acted first, killed everyone, and then went to the next turn, and then he went again, and then he killed everyone. So, awesome. Also, there's a side quest here, which is another something to note. Like, that's what the characters would look like on the map. But actually, I haven't done this. Yeah, sure. Okay, that's actually a side quest. But yeah, because we get to look at what side quests look like in this game. So this is a guy looking to sell his brandy. I guess you're too young, idiot. I want to sell this. Anyways, Herminia sucks and all that stuff. Okay, yeah. So this is a quest. Guy wants someone to buy his thing. Oh, and we can bring someone to him. So in typical Octopath fashion, the quests require you to do a path action, right? What the hell? Oh my god. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. But unlike typical Octopath fashion, they show you where to go. Look, it's pinging you orange on the map. That's actually really cool. Track and travel. So this is sort of a this is a system that they have in like COTC, where quests will be able to be tracked and they can show you where to go on anything like that. This guy's a liquor connoisseur. He doesn't know shit though. Bro can raise the evasion. You're not worth shit, dog. Alright, so guys, we can bring him back. Yeah, and it shows you like where to go and all this stuff. Okay, this actually, I'm glad that I found this. Because this is a really good thing to show off, I think. How quest works, how you can track them, and all that stuff. I think this is a cool addition. I'm sure that people will like it because I know plenty of people have had issues with like quests in Octopath 1 and 2 that are just kind of weird. They don't know what to do with them. They're always asking like, well, how do I do this quest? And we always have to tell people like, you just do a path action. They're like, but I don't get it. And I'd be like, you have to go to this person, you have to path action them. Everyone needs someone like this. Everyone needs a wealthy billionaire to give them money to do the things they loved. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we've talked about gameplay. We've talked about the new buff and debuffs. We've talked about the turn order. Wow, thanks for the money, dude. Don't say that. Now we can talk about oh, okay, actually I guess I should talk about Zero. Everyone's fucking dead. Yeah, let's go to Wishvale and heal for free. Oh yeah, Wishvale lets you heal for free, and I'm not gonna lie. It feels like the cost of the inns are expensive in this game. So I'd be doing this like quite constantly, I'm not gonna lie. Zero's jobs, how do they work? So, when you finish the prologue, you will be prompted to select one job. You will also be prompted to select... Oh, shit. I should have played through. When you finish the prologue, you get the choice of one job and one of 3 passives. One of them is Eye for an Eye, one of them is BP and Adversary, and I forget what the other one is. Oh, it's like increased heals or whatever. Resilience, I think, in Octopath 2. Yeah. Basically similar situation as the active skills, the active mastery skills, right? Don't know which ones are going to be available in the full game. Maybe some of them are more helpful than others. I have a feeling Eye for an Eye it's just like kind of good for like, because they give us 3 characters. Yeah, so 3 of these characters have provoke skills early on. So you give one of them Eye for an Eye, you give like Theater Eye for an Eye, and he can have parry and he can be broken. A shield shaping machine, right? But let's talk about Zero. Zero and Zero's jobs. So, you start off. I started off with Scholar on this character, right? So, you get your job. You get access to seeing all the stuff on it. You can actually see all of them. So if you wanted to like go through, view the skills, press spacebar, you can go and look at what all they are. You can even scroll down to support skills, and everyone knows this. You can view what the descriptions for those are. That's really helpful. You learn your first job. Then, in order to learn subsequent jobs, you have to learn 3 skills in that job, right? So I learned the 3 skills that anyone would, the double hitting AoE skills on Scholar, because those are the ones that you get. It's also notable that the JP needed has changed, right? So in the original games, it was 30 for the first, 100 for the second, 500 for the third, 1,000 for the fourth, and 3,000 for the fifth, and then 5,000 for the divine, if I'm not mistaken. Because I'm fucking brain rotted. In this game, it's the first 2 are the same. It's 300 for the first, 100 for the second, and then but the third one is only 300, and the fourth one is only 800, and the fifth one is only 1,500. So like you can see on Viator and Fenrir, like when everyone, I forgot, I grinded this a lot actually apparently. Whoopsies. 1,500 is the 8th skill. This is mostly because for the mastery skills you have to spend JP to unlock them, so they didn't want like the combination to be like too much JP really. Yes, so once you learn 3 Scholar skills, or once I learned 3 Scholar skills, I was allowed to unlock a new job. I unlocked I think I actually unlocked Hunter. Or Warrior first. Yeah, you unlock Warrior, right? And then you unlock a new job. You then have to learn 3 new 3 skills in that job before you can unlock another job. And the cycle repeats. The JP required for each job resets, right? So let's go ahead and let's keep things symmetrical and get Thief. You can see that we need that unlocking a new job requires us to learn 3 more skills for Thief, and we need oh, I didn't equip it because this game sucks. So we can do that with 30 JP. We can learn like SP Thief, everyone's favorite skill apparently. Needing 100, we can learn Master of Shadows, a dark multi-hit move. Unlock a passive, we can unlock a 3rd skill, Triad. So now that we've learned 3 skills, we can get a new job from Zero's job screen. And we got a couple of things, right? So Enfeeblement, Evasion plus 50, Speed plus 50, Ensnare from Octopath 2, which everyone's so glad we have Ensnare from Octopath 2. Right, guys? Anyways, yeah, so now we can unlock a new job as well. So, what this system ends up doing is it gives you, basically an early section where you only have the job that you started with. Then, eventually you climb and you climb and you climb to a point where you have acquired the 330 JP that you need to learn 3 skills and unlock a new job. At that point, you're fighting high-level enemies, you're getting more JP per encounter, and you have stronger characters in general, right? Because just you progress the game. From that point, unlocking subsequent jobs is very quick. You can get 330 JP like that, right? And then you have a spike of the amount of jobs that you can learn, and then eventually you will unlock all the jobs. And so I imagine this is like you will have all of the jobs for Zero unlocked by the time that you clear the Master Series. Or even by the time you clear Chapter 2 for each of the Master Series. Each of the Master quest lines. I think by the time going into like the Master of Power, Wealth, and Fame 3, you will probably have most of, if not all of the jobs unlocked on 0. So I think the job that you start with does not matter. Because you will learn them. I think if you really wanted to try hard, the answer is Merchant. Merchant gets Arrow of Fortune. It does cost a bajillion more SP, but from some testing that some of the people in Octopath have done, it does a lot of damage. It's very strong. And that means that you can farm more JP. More JP is better. You have to learn a lot of jobs with 0. So if you want a min-max answer, I would say Merchant. The real answer is whatever you want, because you will learn them all eventually, right? But yeah. Okay, next thing. Ultimates. We only get access to Zero's ultimate. You only get access to Aelfric's favor. We do know that you can learn more ultimates as the story progresses. We've been told that ultimates are tied to progression. Everyone and their mother is saying that it is tied to the rings of the master, of the bosses you defeat. Tytos has the ring of Brand, the Thunderblade. That means you're gonna get Brand's blade, I think. Unfortunately, they've yet to go back to the good name. We are stuck with the shitter name. But yeah, so Brand's blade will be unlocked when you beat Tytos. Drafendi's rage will be unlocked when you beat Herminia. Aber's artifice, which is, I believe it was confirmed at some point. They showed it off like in an actual gameplay demo. It was called Aber's artifice. It was a debuffing skill. It was not Aber's reckoning. We're cooked. There's nothing. They took away our hired help. They took away our evasive maneuvers. They took away Aber's reckoning. What's next? Axe of the Lionheart? It's over. It's over. We're never have anything broken in the game ever again. That's a lie, obviously. But like, yeah, the ultimates are unlocked through progressing the story and defeating and finishing certain quest lines. What the fuck is an ultimate? Okay, so right now we only have Zeros. I believe that every other characters will be unlocked either through personal quest lines or through something in Wishvale. We will eventually get something called a training ground, which we can actually see in the demo. Here we can like house people, right? Here, let's go to the empty house. This is empty enough. So, it'll show like a little icon, right? So this person, when the woman fond of the coastlands is in a regular house, she gives a seasoning gift. This guy gives a leaf gift whenever he's in a regular house, which actually, you know, sure, I'll take money. But some of them have certain things like, hey, whenever I'm on a ranch, I raise the chance of a bigger yield. Whenever I'm in a church, I add 1. Whenever I'm in the hub, I do this. Some characters have things for training grounds. You know, increases XP obtained, increases JP obtained. Oh. But yeah, the training ground is something that I believe is tied to character ultimates. They've mentioned it in a recent interview, I think. Actually, let me grab that link. Ultimates. Of course, there's a feeling you want to ignore, but ultimately, in combat. Okay, they don't talk about shit. All right, cool. So ultimates, how do they work? What the hell are they? Let's go to a high-level area, because if I want to break enemies, I need to like not kill them instantly, right? So, so first of all, ultimates. So we can talk about Zero's ultimate. Zero's ultimate right now is Aelfric's favor. We can see right now we can use it kind of like latent powers. in which it opens up a new job, or a new window, a new menu. Menu is the word that I was looking for. A new menu, and where we get Alfred's favor. We have some options, some info. Restore the HP of either the entire front row or the entire back row. So you can do that. And at level 2 and level 3, it increases the amount healed. So what is level 2 and 3? So right now you can see that we have a red icon. Here actually I can show it off in the tutorial that the game gives you. Did you know you can go and view old tutorials? Ultimate techniques. Yeah, so each ultimate will have different levels, right? So level 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I think they all have the same 1, 2, and 3 level system, but yeah, so they have different icons to show you which one you're filling up and which one you have unlocked, right? This says the ultimate technique fails when performing actions such as breaking an enemy. At level 1, the gauge can be carried over to the next battle, essentially saying like, hey, if you get all the way to level 2, the next battle you'll start with level 1. So you can see like 0 has the level 1 ultimate charged. Let's go into a battle here in the level 23 area. But yeah, so they said you can charge it by breaking enemies. They are not incorrect. That is how you can charge them. However, let's defend.
Oh boy. It's our turn.
Allow me.
It's our turn. Holding strong. It's our turn. Power's growing. Right there.
Now.
You also gain a small amount by spending BP. It's essentially a combination of ultimates in COTC and latent powers in Octopath 2, right? So spending BP charges slightly.
So good.
It looks like it, did nothing, but what it did was it turned it over to the next level. That's level 2 ultimates, and it's gonna charge it up now.
The attack. I'll heal you.
Now, if we break the ratkin here,
Now's our chance.
we can see it was not very obvious what happened, but what happened was we leveled up all the way to level 3 ultimate. That's not what I meant to do. Kill them. Yeah, that was like turbo overkill. That's fine.
Press the attack. Take the lead.
We'll just kill this guy. Okay,
Are
big
you
guy.
ready?
Let's go.
Yes, we can see we have ultimate level 2 unlocked, right? We can break this guy.
That went well. This is our chance.
We have like a good
Leave
amount.
this to
Here,
me.
so let's leave the guys that are like hurt up front.
Allow me.
Let's take him down.
Give it your all.
So you see we have a level 3 ultimate, right? So it they don't do anything interesting. It just says, hey, restore the HP of a lot. So we can choose. We can use it on the front row.
I summon thee.
You can use the Alfred's favor at level 3, and this one for 4,000
You don't look
HP.
so
Also
good.
cure all their poison. Right?
I warned you.
So yeah, that is the ultimate. So you can see that because since we used it, it's now depleted. But when we charge it back up to level 1, or 2, or 3, the next battle it'll start at level 1. So even if we charge it up to level 2, it'll start at level 1. So yeah. Basically you get a lot of ultimate charge from breaking enemies. You get a small amount of ultimate charge from just spending BP. So that's the main thing I've found. NPC Summons. So NPC Summons work a little differently in this game than how they work in the main series games. they are closer to the COTC stage. So that seems to be have this menu option, call helper. You get 2 per battle. And I have some NPCs here, right? So like, woman suspicious of mention, she has a chance to inflict sleep on a foe. Main Street bartender, you get 2 HP regen to 1 ally. And then the the guy that I just bought for the quest, there's a vision of an ally. So if we say, call this ally, we get to still act for the turn. And then after Zero's action, we call the helper. Now, even though Zero's action has ended, we can't call a helper until the next turn. Actually, I am curious. So, like, that NPC targeted, that NPC targeted Zero.
Are you ready?
So I'm curious if they will always target the character that that summons them. Probably not true.
Thank you.
Now.
It might be true. Okay, so like obviously, okay, this is not conclusive evidence.
Let's make this quick. Right there.
Now.
Oh, we actually can't use it.
Now is our chance.
Allow me.
Let's take him down.
But
The end. This will make a good paper.
what am I saying? Yeah. So I'm gonna do more testing right now, actually. As I talk about whatever else I want to talk about is okay. Yeah. So provoke. So they gave us 3 characters to provoke at the start of the game. Kelsis, Theater, and Fen. They all had provoke. So I used it a bit, and what it seems like is that
Sorry for the trouble.
God is watching. Come forth.
basically provoke I think is inconsistent. Here, I will. Oh, that's actually a bad idea. Ah, fuck it, Theater. So attempt to draw the attention of all foes for X number of turns, 3, 5, whatever, right?
My name is. Are you ready?
Good job, dude. Yeah, so his name is Theater. Yeah, I'm gonna just heal him up.
Here.
Let's see.
Actually, I could have just used the ultimate, I suppose. I'm gonna do this again. Oh! Oh, you can choose! Oh, okay, this is really important. I totally did not. I blanked on this. Okay, so NPC Summons. You can choose the target for them. This is incredible. Holy. Okay, so NPCs are a lot stronger now. You can choose their targets. They have one single action they can do. They are much more consistent. They are much more like usable, as opposed to like Octopath 1 and 2 NPCs, which was just kind of summon them, let them sit around for like X however long, and hope that they use the action you want them to use. It also made single target buffs and debuffs completely useless. But now you can choose. So like I can give Theater HP regen, and I can still act in the same turn. You can just break this guy. Eat shit.
Thank you. You don't look so
Also,
good.
you just saw. Sorry, I was supposed to actually break the enemies because we're supposed to show off provoke. But right there, it didn't work. Theater provoked the enemy and they attacked Zero. So
Hit them now.
fuck, he's in the front row.
Too bad for
Let's
you.
take him
They
down.
targeted Zero. Zero might have dodged it, but they targeted Zero, despite Theater provoking them to him. Right? So that was a particularly egregious example. It does work sometimes. Not very much. Here, let's give them one more attempt.
Now,
That being said, I am gonna pop the ult. I'm gonna pop the ult here just to.
summon thee.
Yeah, no. So we only get. Yeah, like okay, it's just not working.
Too slow. Let's take him down.
That could have just been random. That could it could have just been them attacking normally. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe provoke like doesn't work in the demo right now. It just doesn't work. I'm like convinced like it's broken.
I trust you.
Right here. Let's clean up.
Excellent.
Now, here it comes. Take this. That went well.
You don't look so good.
That's interesting though, because like that break did not charge that much of the ultimate for zero. It might have to do with the enemy dying in the middle of the attack, so it like didn't count as them being like
Let me have a swing.
broken. But one other thing I want to mention, unlike in COTC, you can target characters that aren't in the front row. Like I kind of was showing that off when I was messing with the NPC, but you can target characters in the back row with your heals or with your buffs and stuff like that, right? Which is a big deal because in COTC, like managing what characters in the front row to receive buffs was like a big part of like combat, like management and like doing all that stuff.
Better be ready.
Oh, why don't I just have an exit? Whatever. Okay, she's kind of goated. Look at my go.
Let's see. Are you ready? Now's our chance.
Okay, so like there they got
Take him down.
their
Let me
ultimate.
catch my breath.
This will make a good paper.
I love Alexia, by the way. She's the goat. Yeah, okay, so NPC summons are really good. So even single target debuffs, even single target buffs are very consistent because you can choose where they go. Also, it's a free turn. You can do that and do something else on your character's turn. That's really good. That's really good. I can't stress how good like extra action efficiency is. Like holy. Okay, there's a couple other things. So you might have noticed poison. Poison is a debuff. Acts like normal Octopath 1 and 2 poison, where it deals damage to the character after their turn. There are some weird things. Bleed is a status that was inflicted, or that was it was inflicted, but it was added in COTC. It's in this game, and it deals damage at the end of the turn, not during a character's turn. The end of like the full turn, like when you regain BP and all that stuff, right? Back row regen happens, etc. So that's something to be on the lookout for. I don't know enemies that can bleed. I ran into it in a boss fight. Speaking of boss fights, so now that all the people that care about spoilers are gone, the boss fights have NPC. Wait, I talked about this, didn't I? Yeah, they have NPC summon. Oh my god, I did, and then I totally forgot. Anyway, so to go back to the point probably like 30 to 45 minutes ago, story bosses have NPCs helping you out, right? In Master of Health, it's Bargello for Chapter 1 at least, and in Master of Power, it's Velnort. In Chapter 1 at least, these characters in COTC would always act at the end of turn order. That's because COTC had fixed turn order. This game does not have fixed turn order. It has fixed turn order for exactly turn 1. That's it. Everything else is random. But these NPCs will randomly act within turn order and do things. This does mean that they have the potential to just they're more random, they're less predictable. But what it also means is that they don't have the opportunity to act at the end of turn order as you're ready to break the boss next turn, and then break them, and then lose you like a turn of break, right? Because essentially they broke them on the last turn of the turn, and like it doesn't matter, right? So, it's something that's interesting, I think, to note is that they're still random in what they do. They don't really seem to have any rhyme or reason in how they choose what moves they choose to use. So something to keep in mind. The next thing I want to talk about is something. Oh, actually, here, yeah. So I passed it on the way, because it's right here. There's one right here. But blue chests. What's the deal with blue chests? Are they purple chests? Are we gonna hate our lives?
Let's make this quick.
This chest is locked. We get a little tutorial about blue chests. Blue chests. Blue chests. Blue chests. Blue treasure chests. They are locked treasure chests scattered around the world. Perhaps restoring wish veil is the key to opening these blue chests. We don't know. We don't know anything about them. I'm not gonna make a statement on them. We don't know what they are. We don't know what's in them. We don't know what characters are tied to opening them. We don't know what progress is tied to opening them. We don't know if we need to craft a limited number of tools to open them up. We don't know if we get one key item key that opens all of them 3 hours into the game story. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. All we know is that they're everywhere. They are like purple chests. It seems like there's only one per area, right? You can see that, like, there's no other here. There's some in dungeons. They are not in all dungeons, I don't think. But there's at most one per area that we've seen in the demo so far. Could change in the full release. But that's what we know about blue chests. Okay, now I'm going to talk about something that I think is very fun. So, when you complete the prologue, you will be making your way back to Wishvale and all that stuff. However, if instead of doing all that, you get into a random encounter, run away, continue going up this way. If you go back to Nomos' house, who's the old man that took care of you.
If I were you.
After Wishvale blew up, right? This hole. You go back here to Nomos' house. First of all, you have Nomos. Hello. We got those divine rings, by the way. This guy in his old ass house. There's a chest here. Within that chest is the single coolest item in this demo. The Eerie statue. It is a statue that when you place it in your town, you will not gain EXP on any of your characters. This means that we finally have a way to stop your characters from getting over-leveled. You find the game, you realize that, oh hey, this chapter is a level 10, my characters are all level like 11. Just head back to Wishvale. Go to the town builder. And place down the Eerie statue. Bang. Then we don't gain any XP. I guess we can try it out right now. But yeah, I think this is really cool. Obviously, if you've seen any of my other videos on the channel, you know that I like challenge runs. I like playing the game wrong.
You better come forth.
Perish!
A worthy effort.
We still get JP, we still got money, we don't get EXP. I think that's really cool. I think that's awesome. I really like it. In addition to this, in a interview that they gave recently, let me okay. I talked about the training ground before, right? So, in this interview for Square Enix, well, it was with the developer and the producer for the game. As many enhancements, that's not the right one. Other town facility I want to call it is the training ground. Once you have more than 8 characters recruited, it becomes difficult to manage character progression. Grinding for so many characters would be difficult, because they've told us there are more than 30 characters in the game. So, by using the training ground, you can automatically increase experience. So the training ground is essentially like Pokemon daycare for the characters. You can stop, like you can not be over-leveled on your main characters by using the totem, and you can have your other characters in the training ground gain the XP. I don't think that they would work at the same time. Like, I think the Eerie statue also stops. Oh yeah, also just to confirm, we can just remove the Eerie statue, right? But I think the Eerie statue probably stops the training ground from giving you EXP. Although obviously we don't know. That could just not be the case. Oh, we got a hold reserve. Yeah. So that, you know, the Eerie statue's gone, we can gain EXP again, right? So that just gives you a lot of control over what you're doing with your team. Which I think is really cool, because my least favorite part about Octopath is getting over-leveled and getting way stronger than the bosses. Because I want to explore. I want to avoid the main quest for as long as humanly possible and do whatever the hell else I want, right? I, personally, as soon as I get the full game, I will be running towards Sunshade, and I will be trying to recruit Primrose as soon as I physically can. That'll be my #1 priority. But yeah, so, I don't want to, during my time there, get so over-leveled that I just steamroll through all the story. I mean, obviously, like, it's gonna be probably, like, a level 30 area, right? We can actually see the danger level of certain areas. Like, so I believe the place south of West Valor Trail is gonna be, like, level 30-ish. We actually can see, so for those that are looking to find the, like, their favorite Octopath 1 characters, because we do know they're recruitable in the game. In fact, I'll actually talk about all the characters that we know are in the game very shortly. Since it's technically not officially revealed, there's a merch drop that shows characters that haven't been revealed in trailers or posts or anything like that. And I'll go over them in a bit, just so that, like, people that don't want to see that don't have to see it, right? You can just, like, not watch that part of the video. Here, this is the way to go to Atlas Dam. In COTC, this shit was level 70-something. In this game, it's level 39. Right? Atlas Dam is the setting of Bestower of Fame 1, I think. I forget. It's one of the Bestower series. It's post Master of All. So in COTC, it was a much higher level because Master of All ended at level 60. Yeah. So if you want to get Cyrus, you want to go to Atlas Dam, you must brave the level 39 Atlas Dam Flats. The other thing to note is that, as I mentioned, turnover is fixed, which means faster enemies will act first than your party. Or act before your party, right? So you won't be able to, like, cheese out stuff by, like, hitting them with an early leg hold trap, or, like, you know, the Windy Refrain, like, Step Ahead, Windy Refrain, Veil of Darkness combo that we had in Octopath 2, right? Where you could just easily break any fight in the game by just getting 8 turns before they can do anything. Breaking them, using Veil of Darkness to stop physical attacks and all that stuff. Like, we don't have that, at least we don't have that early on. But yeah, no, so use Cyrus. I know Cyrus is a dedicated fan base. You guys should all have, like, a competition to see who can find Cyrus, who can get to Cyrus the fastest. The lowest level possible. I think it'd be very funny. Okay, the demo. What else was in this? There's a couple of areas. Not a whole lot to be said. Oh yeah, there are like little mini bosses in the dungeons, like there are in COTC. I think they're pretty cool. They guard treasure. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. I believe that's all. Oh yeah, one thing I guess. Okay, the other difference between COTC and this, is that in COTC, before boss battles, there would be a little, like, healing thing. Okay, restore your HP and SP. There's a battle ahead. All this stuff, right? Like, in this game, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that in Master of Power, Wealth, Fame, or Wish Fail. Which I've seen some people be like, I like that, and I agree. It's nice. It makes it easier to spend SP on random encounters within the dungeon, rather than just trying to leave and like trying to like, you know, stock up on items to the heal up and all this stuff. But that's how it is. But yep. Okay. So, we can talk about it now. We can talk about the characters that aren't revealed yet. So this is your spoiler warning. We're going to talk about characters. Actually, we can talk about characters that are revealed. Now we're just going to hit them all. Okay, so in a merch drop, we know most of the characters, at least in the game. There are 1, 2, 3 potentially hidden characters that have not been shown yet, that are specifically question marks. So, let's first look at the characters that everyone knows and loves. Octopath, if the order was fucked up and wrong. Miwana, OTTAHOCP. Otaok Traveler. Currently unavailable. That's fucked up. I wanted to give them money. These are all of their COTC arts, so if you haven't played COTC, I can't right-click to make the image bigger. Can I zoom in? It doesn't really do anything. I'm sorry. I will leave a link to this in the description if you want to look at them yourself. But yeah, so we have Ulbrich, Tressa, Therion, Alphin, Hanet, Ophelia, who actually has a new art. Her and Liana, her giving Liana a flower. This is the only new art compared to COTC. I'll just show everyone what her COTC art looked like, just so that everyone is on the same page of what has been changed. I guess I should actually use Notion, but I don't have like an easy access to Notion. Holy shit. Oh, actually, this is ass. I guess it's fine. This is what our character art used to look like. There used to be a kid pogging at her chest. Now he's gone. And now we have this. So, yep, that's what these are, the Octopath 8. Oh, sorry, there's Ophelia, there's Cyrus, and there's my goat. Yusufa! And Primrose. Yeah, so I think this is really cute art. Yeah, so those are the Octopath 8. These are... Wait. Isn't there another one? Yes, there is. Oh my god. Okay. So, I was like, wait a minute. No, that's not right. So, these are 8. They kind of... Oh my god. Okay, it's a little bit better. Yeah, so these are 8 characters, or 9 technically, but we don't see the 9th. These are 8 characters. They are kind of... They all are... Each of these groups are ordered in order from... Actually, this is the same for this as well. They're ordered in weapon order, right? Sword, warrior. Spear, merchant. Thief, dagger. Apothecary, axe. I can't see shit, dude. Apothecary, axe. Hunter, bow. Cleric, staff. Scholar, book. Dancer, fan. Right? They did the same thing here. Which is why the order is all fucked up and weird. But we do see some art. So we see Viator. We see a merchant that I believe actually has been revealed. Although maybe they have not. No, they have. Okay, so I have the oh, actually, they're in the Twitter. I'm grabbing the Twitter page. Let's see. Octopath PR. Okay. Let's go to the media tab. Oh, this is not helpful. I guess we just gotta scroll. This is them talking about the demo being out. Huh. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is just quote tweeting it with all the new characters they have. Okay. Okay, wait, I guess we can go through... where they start. And talk about all the characters that have... Oh, Bravely Default. Love Bravely Default. Oh my god, they put the here in this game. Yeah, so this is Mediator. So they actually show off each character's ultimate ability. So each character, as you can see, will get an ultimate. We can talk about it, I suppose. Let's see. Actually, can we just, like, view quotes? Is that gonna work? Thank you, Princey. Very cool. No, it's not gonna work, it seems. Okay, I'm gonna say we're gonna start... Oop, not that. We're gonna start... Actually, this is a really pretty piece of artwork. Hi, Stia. Okay. So here's Alexia's ult. It is, like, yeah, a massive soulstone attacks. Yeah, Ancient Ruins attacks. It just goes bang. Big ass damage, right? Maybe I should full screen for this. And then it shows off the skills that she has. So she has Lightning Bolt, or Lightning Blast. Right. That's Alexia. It's just showing off Fenn's ultimate, which seems to give himself physical counter. We actually have no idea what that means. A Wild Blade, that's a 3-hit random targeted kill. That's the last skill in his list. This guy is rude. I don't mean that because he's mean. Or rudo, or whatever. I don't actually know what the correct translation is, but basically, yeah. This was a guy that we saw in the hands-on trailer that's in my last video. I talked about him. At least, like, the quest to unlock him was in that trailer. Was in the, those gameplays. Anyway, so his ultimate looks like an offensive attack. Single target. Maybe it always crits. But it turns to do a lot of damage. He can reveal a weakness. That's pretty cool. Here is, I believe, a cleric. Looks like a cleric icon, yeah. Pious. His ultimate attacks all enemies. Oh, yes. Oh, actually, wait a minute. We have these in English. Hold on. Wait, my bad. Wait. Octo Zero News. This is not what it is. These are old characters. Okay. These are the characters that we know about. Yeah. There's Macy, Alexia. Oh, it does show the ultimates that we talked about these in the previous video. But I did say I wanted everything to be, like, condensed. So anyways, yeah, these are the characters. We have Kelsus, whose ultimate involves dodging and provoking, which we already know that provoking kind of sucks. Macy, the apothecary, and Emberglow, who grants everyone a random status effect. Alexia, the scholar, who blows up the enemy. Theater, the warrior, who gives himself counterattacks. Ludo, not Rudo. Ludo, the merchant. Who deals a lot of damage to one enemy. Yeah. So, that's the systems. I swear we linked it. Did we not link it? Are we bad? How did we not do that? Wait. Disabled Steam mode so I can search from users. From me, Molruso. I actually say, yeah, welcome back, Molruso VX. Aha! Partis the third! Yeah, Pius, the cleric, who has the Scales of Justice from the Timberane Judge, lowers the physical / elemental defense of all foes and raises the physical elemental attack of all allies for several turns. I don't know how to pronounce this. Saoris? Saoriers? Nope, Saoiers. No, that sounds really wrong. Cyrus. So, Cyrus, who has a third-degree polynomial curve for her spine, is a dancer. She grants an ally the ability to exploit elemental weaknesses regardless of weak points for several turns. Because weaknesses don't matter when an enemy's broken, this doesn't matter too much, but it does make shield breaking very consistent. You can, if you have like a character that maybe attacks many times with multiple weapons or something like that, or multiple elements, bang, throw Temenos latent power on them. There's Corinda. There's infinite ads everywhere. Corinda is a merchant. She lives in Donaskew, it looks like. Her ultimate is to raise the physical attack of all allies for several turns and then grant them the ability to dodge physical attacks one time. Which is pretty cool. We have Zerk, a scholar, who's really into soul stones, I think. Yeah, he researches soul stones. His assistant is trying to get so he can study a big old soul stone. He attacks with soul stone smite, dealing fire, ice, lightning, wind, light, and dark damage to all foes one time. Well, well, well. Would you look at that synergy? So all six of those hits could shave every enemy's shield. Which is a pretty cool little thing you could do. There's the monster arena they talked about here. I actually don't think I talked about this in the video, so I can talk about that now, I suppose. Unlock monsters in the capture list and face off against them. So it's like refights, essentially. We see here, that's not helpful. We see here, Gigantus, Man-Eating Flora, Tyrannodrake, Sandlion, Aldenvog, and Battle-Worn Shark are all... You fight these bosses in maybe side dungeons, and then you can unlock them to refight later. Unlike in, maybe. Or, yeah, maybe. Unlike in the main series games where you have to run around for the 3% re-encounter chance. They also have rewards for refighting them, so like the Soporific Fang. Now, this could mean that like all of them are like attacks that are based on what they do. Probably not. This is what we see for one of them, but it's a cool thing for sure. Museum, you get to listen to music and probably display treasures of legends rumored to lie dormant in locations still undiscovered. Which shows background music is customizable based on the museum that you have, so that's really cool. You have artists. Would have been better at Partis. Anyways, yeah, so I believe those are all the characters. That's not true, actually. Okay, so that's Pius. And his Scales of Justice. Actually, we do get to see his ultimate gives gives a fully capped debuff and buff, right? So it's tier 2, it's 40% for both. So that's pretty good. And that was just level 1. I mean, the extra levels might increase like the duration or whatever. He also has nullified damage or reduced damage. They're not gonna show us the fucking teases, dog. That's so mean. Okay. Oh, we're gonna see the introduction of Pardus. So if you don't know Pardus, this guy's the GOAT. He tells people to kill themselves, and then and when they don't follow, he does it himself. Big ass sword. Just straight up an evil dude. Just like the most evil person imaginable. Yeah. Yeah, what's the next thing we got? Okay, so this character. I forget when she was revealed. What is her name? Wait, this happened at October 15th. Find something that's like a little bit after that. Oh. I'm just gonna search the server for in Octo-Zero waiting room, Hikari. Oh, that's not. Or maybe they call maybe Shikari. I don't know, man. Like people just be like, okay, never mind. People, there's a character. They said that she looks like Hikari. If Hikari transitioned, I forget. Like we have her official art. Actually, I can just pull it up. Congrats on your transition, Hikari. You look fantastic. So, yeah, this is someone we actually see in like the arena. We see her in the arena. She does do a lot of stuff. Like that's probably a single target attack, but that shit does a lot of damage. Her ultimate deal damage to a single enemy 6 times. Like, that's just kind of crazy. Like, look at this shit, though. Isn't that... Wait, that's so fucking cool. The flower animation shit. Oh, my God. That's awesome. Okay. So, let's see. Anyone here that we haven't talked about yet? Not really. There's Pius. There's Ludo. Yeah, these are all the characters that have been officially revealed. Okay. So, I think there's something that she's, like, new. Rhyme. I think it's Rhyme. We can view their animations in here as well, though. This guy has wind attacks, but he restores SP when he attacks. That's pretty cool. He has wind and ice. You can see that as the spells that he has, which is interesting to note because when the protagonist has the Scholar job equipped, they get wind, light, and fire. Yeah, ice and wind magic. Using soul stones, right? So they need an ultimate that just attacks multiple times with different elements. Or once with each element, I suppose, is the more correct way of saying that. We have Kalinda. Wait, didn't we know your name? Oh, it's with a C. I was like, that's wrong, right? Looks like an AoE spear attack. AoE bow attack. Oh, okay. Zero actually has this skill. If we go to Zero's merchant job, we have Mystical Shot, which deals bow damage to all foes and restores SP equal to 2% of damage dealt to the entire front row. We can see Kalinda do exactly that. So Kalinda, we know will have this skill, and her ultimate? I forgot what it said. Kalinda was in this one. Her ultimate, alright. Her ultimate is Merchant's Eye. Increase physical attacks And, oh, wait, yeah, we actually already saw this. But we can see the animation now. Bang! And it targets both front and back row, and it does give the second tier of physical attack buff, so that's important. It also starts off with 5 turns at level 1, which is pretty cool. Cyrus. The effect of dance strengthens allies while allowing for dexterous play, as it can heal. So she can buff herself and grant regen. That's neat. She got some wind skills. And then here we have her ultimate ability, which she grants to herself. 2 turns of Maruso EX, inflicting piercing weakness. Piercing weakness of enemies they attack. So the animation for that. Healing. Okay, yeah, so actually it looks like these animations are like the same ones they played in the Twitter clips. But yeah, reducing damage by 50%, I think it said. You can see 50% here. That seems really strong. Depending on what boost levels do, if it gives extra charges or if it increases the durate or increases the the percentage. You can see his ultimate, although we've seen the skill of justice before, so we don't need to watch that again. And everyone else here is stuff is actually Lorena is one of the characters that we haven't seen. She's someone from Wishvale, and is probably in chapter 2 of the Restoration arc. She's responsible for healing allies, but apparently can't heal the full party. What a freaking loser! She gets the front row revives. That's pretty cool. Okay. Those are all the officially announced characters. Now get ready for all the unofficially announced characters. Where is it? Okay, cool. Art. So we started this, right? But yeah, so all of these characters. So we have Kalinda, we have Viator, Kalinda, Kelsus, Macy, Fen, Lorena, Zerk, and Cyrus, Butterfly. These are all their arts. We already know them arts. So now we have the second one. We have Rhyme the Warrior, who is gonna like kill this guy. Dude, she's so hot. Okay, so we have Ludo, my bad. The merchant, kind of a pirate-esque thing going on. With a new character, who's a thief. She's also very pretty. I think she's swindling this guy, but like she's very enamored with the ring that she has equipped. She's got weapons. There's not a whole lot else to talk about. Yeah. We don't know anything about her story. We just know what they look like, what each character looks like. No, but she's sick. We then have the apothecary. This guy, who's looked to be working on like maybe like chemistry, sort of crafting like medicine and stuff like that, as opposed to like typical stuff. Maybe they'll have a different weapon lineup. Maybe they won't use axes. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll have like options where they can throw poison. They're more like poison oriented, or more like debuff oriented on the enemy, stuff like that. We have the third ever. I don't know. We're getting up there though. We have like the countable. We're gonna go with the third ever Black Octopath character in the game, which is awesome. So she looks really cool. The hunter, the second hunter that has been revealed. Actually, I believe we have names. I believe names were data mined. I believe this one is named the Tila. Wait, where did we talk about this? Delita. Delita. Anyways, yeah. So that's cool. Another hunter, right? We have Pius the cleric. We've seen we have Alexia the scholar. Who's my goat. And then we have the first male dancer in a mainline Octopath Traveler game. I was gonna say, if they didn't have one, in the 30+ characters we got in this game, there were gonna be heads rolling. But yeah, this guy looks like a bit of a performer on a pirate ship. Maybe he's like someone, or maybe he's like someone that the pirates keep around for like morale boosting, or maybe he tricked them into believing that he should be on their ship. Who knows? I like this guy's vibe though. And then we have random the question mark. So and these are some of the new characters. So we have this guy, we have Delita, we have this guy, we have this girl. Yeah. So the next one is one that I think will be very, very interesting, as you can probably already see. So we start off with Stia. We know Stia. She points at the moon. There's a squirrel. Architect, right? We then have Bargello. We know Bargello. He's awesome. Lavina's here too. The whole gang is here. Piero. I forget his name. Holy shit. I forget. What? One of these is Tiziano, right? Or is one of them Russo? I don't know. Whoever's the It's Go Time guy. I forget. Anyways, there's Bargello. This is his art and Champions of the Continent. Leader of the family. We have Alane. This is completely new art from COTC. This is completely different. She is the current princess of Crackridge. Nope. Edoris. Edoris is the name of the kingdom. So she has that going on. This is the new art with all the pigeons. These are doves. These are not pigeons. They could be pigeons. Who knows? I'm not a bird expert. But yeah. Then we have new art for Richard, the Prince of Riven. Him standing there with his sword and his cape and all that shit. It's pretty cool. We have new art for Solon, the king of I forget. But he's pondering. He's the ponderer. He's got his people behind him. He's thinking. He's got a plan. It's pretty cool. We have new art for Eltrix. She is no longer 500% boob. She's only 50% boob. But she's got the whole pirate crew around her too. I think this art is really cool. I like it a lot. I like it a lot more than what she had in COTC. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. We have Rondo, the Flame Guard in training, who is like aura maxing. This guy is fucking awesome. This new art is really sick. He's got the fucking flames coming out of the sword handle. He's here next to the Sacred Flame and all that shit. Like, it's way cooler. It's way cooler. This shit is awesome. And then we have Sazantos, who is standing out in the open field, in the middle of. He's also kind of aura farming. I'm not gonna lie, but nah, he's really cool. He's really sick. And you've missed your character. Okay. So these are all of the things. There are little like pins that you can buy and whatnot. But yeah, these are everything that we've. Oh, there's also like, I think these are kind of cool. These are like, you know, little in-game character, like, yeah, icons and stuff like that. I think it's neat. But yeah, also, sorry, you can just straight up, like, these are options. These are individual characters with like the little acrylic stands and all that stuff. So like, if you want to get a better look at some of the characters' stuff, these are, oh, thanks. I mainly was going through the groups because the groups tell us what the jobs are. We know that this guy's a male dancer. We know that, you know, thief, apothecary. You could probably figure it out based on, like, positive elimination and, like, I don't know, being able to think for yourself, but, like, you know, how it is. You also see some of the sprites, actually. So we haven't seen the sprites for the new characters. So we see them here. So this is purple-haired lady. Purple/pink, who knows? Octopath Traveler and having consistent hair colors between the characters, who even knows? You see the little apothecary kid. We see the leader, the huntress, I suppose. And this guy, the male dancer. So yeah, you can definitely see he's very like fabulous, you know. Yeah, and then we see all the characters. Their sprites haven't changed or anything like that for the Octo one and the COTC characters. And we can see sort of the full piece, the 4-piece thing here. This is a really cool thing. Oh, and this is like a desk map, which is the restoration, like building up the towns and all that stuff. That's really cool. Yeah. Okay. So, I can give my thoughts now, I suppose. Thoughts on the demo. It's a little bit controversial. Some people aren't liking it as much. I think the demo lacks a little bit of polish here and there, but not much more than what Octopath 2's demo was lacking. I think the voice acting from all the characters is really good. I think Fenn's voice actor had like rent due or something. Like I don't know, he was like behind on a payment. He like there was heart and soul in that shit. What else are my notes? Oh yeah, so like the stories, I mean like we already know what the story is, right? Whatever. But yeah, I really like the voice acting. I think the combat is good. I think there's something, oh, it does feel like there's something missing a little bit, but I can't really put my finger on it. And yeah. Oh, I actually haven't been in here. Maybe I should be in here. I should go in here. Yeah. There's something about like path actioning NPCs. Maybe it's just I'll get more used to it. I think it's just different. They got fried potato wedges in this game, gang.
I'll gladly take it. Tell me.
I think getting some of the navigating some of the menus. It's a little bit less responsive. This is hilarious. $110,000 for 4-hit fan attack.
Tell me.
Like, also, inquiring doesn't seem to do a whole lot because it shows you what the possessions and helper skills are, which you can find by clicking down and then down again. So, you know.
Tell me.
It's kind of whatever. But yeah, I mean the point of Inquire is to mostly get like lore about characters and then maybe learn like hidden information or other stuff. You do also get the option to invite characters once you inquire them.
I'll gladly take it.
Yeah, right.
Come here.
So you get to do stuff like that. But yeah, I know, generally speaking,
Tell me.
I think this game's good. I'm excited. I will, this seems really strong. Ah, I knew there was a chest there, actually. Yeah. I think this game has a lot of potential. What are some things I'm concerned about? I don't know how we're gonna deal with the damage cap. So, I found out the damage cap in this game is the standard 9,999, as you get in the standard Octopath games, that you have to increase with a surpassing power-like ability. Now, because characters only get the passives from themselves, and up to 2, remember, up to 2 learn skill masteries, and there are a limited number of things, right? So like if surpassing power is a passive ability, a learned skill mastery that you have to equip, to increase the damage cap. I could see that being an issue. I could see you being limited on the number of damage dealers you can have based on how many of those you can have. Plus, I can also see the passives being really, really limited. There's only 2, right? It makes things a lot more difficult. If you have to dedicate 1 to your damage capping, and the other one has to be like a multiplying damage increasing passive, right? Like maybe there's not as many, and maybe it's not a big deal, but if that's the case, then you're losing out on a lot of the multipliers that you get in the standard Octopath games and all that stuff. So it could be more difficult to deal damage in this game. That is probably not the case. It probably will be fine. It is still Octopath game. It's still an Octopath game. It's probably not going to be that difficult. Yeah, that's kind of it. Will I be taking my demo playthrough into the full game? No, I'm starting from scratch. I think, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna stream it day 1, maybe. When is it releasing? The 4th? What day is that? December 4th, a Thursday? To commit time theft or not? Nah, I'll do it after I get home from work. Yeah. No, so I'll probably be streaming it. I'll be streaming it on my Twitch. Make sure to follow me so you get the stuff there. I might stream it on YouTube, actually. Who knows? I don't know. But I have most of the people that like know me like are on my YouTube. There's like nothing that really links to my Twitch. I don't like post things of it. Who knows? You'll have to. You know what? You'll have to follow and subscribe to both to figure it out, I suppose. Or you don't have to. I don't really care. I'm mostly just like I want to document my first playthrough because, I think first-time reactions to things are special, and sometimes I think I'm funny. So who knows? Maybe there's content to be had there. That is that it? Is that it? Is that everything I want to talk about? No! Rain of Arrows works differently in this game. So, for those that know, in Octopath Traveler 1, Rain of Arrows is a skill, right? That it says deal bow damage to random foe 5 to 8 times. That seems really strong, right? It's not true. How it works is, let's just go to Valor so we can go to high level area. How it works is, it attacks 5 to 8 times. And it will, in Octopath 1, because it wasn't in Octopath 2, but in Octopath 1, it would hit a minimum of 3 times, and it could hit up to however many times,
Let's get started.
randomly.
Let's go.
Come forth.
This game, it's a lot more dependent on accuracy, I believe. I say that because I ran into a Kate, and usually Rain of Arrows is great against Kates because it hits a minimum of 3 times, always, regardless of accuracy or evasion. However, against the Kate, it only hit once, which means the minimum,
Get to work.
it's probably a lot more random,
Let's see.
right? So like Rain of Arrows, go.
Whoops.
Like, that's insane. I don't even know how many hits that was.
It's our turn.
Like that's like crazy. Like let's run that back one more time, you know? Like,
Out of my way.
Standing by.
Go. Bring down.
like that was just 6 hits. That was 6 Rain of Arrows out of nowhere, right? Like usually that doesn't happen. So I believe,
God is watching.
I believe that Rain of Arrows is a lot more accuracy based. Any multi-hits similar to it are a lot more accuracy based than they were in Octopath 1 because making them worse against Kates. Basically, if you see a Kate, chuck those M Soul Stones. Don't worry about Rain of Arrows. Although actually, the Kate's guaranteed to get a turn on turn 1 anyways because they're all like super fast. So you just throw like, you know, 2 small Soul Stones and like some magic spells and whatnot. Like that's all you gotta do. You don't have to worry about multi-hits or anything like that. Okay. I think now I'm good. Yeah. Scholar has new elements. I think that's cool. Oh! Yeah, actually, there's something really important that I need to talk about. They put E-Break in the game!